Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building something, again, a little bit different. I am using the brand new kit, and if you guys missed it, the kit is actually free. It's brand new. It's called the Desert Luxe Kit, and it is beautiful. Like, I am very impressed, and it was in collaboration with both the Sims team and Aveline. If you guys have never heard of her before, I will definitely have her channel linked. You guys should check her out because she's an amazing builder. She's super sweet. I've met her a couple of times in person, and she's just a really just nice person who creates amazing builds, and I think you guys would love her if you've never seen her channel before. And she helped create this amazing kit that I'm going to be using today. First, when I was building this, I was kind of debating whether or not this was going to be base game and the kit only. That's why I'm building on a smaller lot here in Oasis Springs. It's a desert themed kit, and so I definitely wanted to build in a desert world, but I really wanted to showcase the kit, so I didn't want the build to be too big because since it's a kit, there isn't like a ton of items, so I thought a smaller build would be nice. And then I was just, you know, building and like looking through the items, and I realized that Jungle Adventure was just gonna go so perfectly. So this is base game Jungle Adventure and the Desert Luxe Kit only, except for cats and dogs. I think the only item that I use from cats and dogs is the spandrels though, and I chose those ones because I really wanted to have wooden beams across the ceiling, and those particular spandrels that came with that expansion pack, they're thick enough that you can see them when you're in tab mode. They don't disappear into the wall. Like, some of them just disappear, you can't actually see them, but those ones are nice and thick and they look like wooden beams, so they're perfect for creating that look. Because when I was looking at inspiration pictures of like desert homes, a lot of them had wooden beams, and so I thought that would be a nice detail to include. But if you don't have cats and dogs, then that's going to be the only item that is missing. Everything else is base game, Desert Luxe, and Jungle Adventure. So yeah, I hope you guys will like the build. As you can see, I'm starting off by building the like outdoor area, like the patio area, and I wanted this really to be the main focus of the build because the Desert Luxe Kit is primarily like kind of outdoor stuff. I don't know, it's like outdoor indoor stuff, but primarily outdoor. There's a new barbecue grill, there's a new bar, there's an outdoor fireplace, but I use it indoors too. And then there's some really great outdoor furniture, like the lounge chairs that I placed. There's also some really nice couches, and they're really cool because they're built into more of like a concrete or stucco sort of like frame of the couch, and so they look really cool. But then there's also an indoor couch that is like so just like soft looking. I'm like really impressed by the texture of it because it looks so just, it just looks like so comfortable and soft and modern and just kind of squishy a little bit. I don't know, it just has a really great texture. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to notice it on screen, but if you decide to get the kit, which I highly recommend because it's going to be free now until I believe it's the 17th of October. So you guys have some time, but I highly recommend just get it because it's free and it's really good. I'm like very, very impressed. And also after the 17th, so the 18th moving forward, the base game is going to be free. I'm not sure if that's for like a limited time. I definitely need to look more into it, but I saw the Sims team announced it, so I did make a post on my community tab because I think that's very exciting, especially since I'm pretty sure the Sims 4 base game is $40, so it's as much as an expansion pack, so it'll definitely free up maybe some people's ability to get packs when they decide to buy the Sims 4 base game. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. Let me know if you guys are excited as well. But anyways, as you may be noticing some of the new items, so this is the new fireplace, and the tables next to it are also new with the kit as well, and I think they're really cool. Along with these like couches, you can create like a really cool like sort of built-in like stucco concrete sort of texture furniture. I'm not really sure what that texture is supposed to be. Is it stucco? Is it concrete? Is it like plaster? I'm not sure, but I thought it looked really great over there. And then also these really cool awnings that I placed above this open door. The open door is also new with the kit. I really like it. I wish there was a closed version, but the open version is also really cool. But the awning I think is so interesting. It's unlike any awning that we have in game, so I'm really happy to see it. I think the textures are cool. I think the colors and everything, I just really like the whole design of the pack, like the whole like color scheme to me is really pleasing because it's just so neutral. Like there's no crazy bright colors or, you know, extreme patterns or anything that's going to be really hard to use. Like it's all of this stuff I think is going to be so versatile in like a lot of different types of builds. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, so as you can see, okay, I'm just kind of decorating and building as I go. I don't know if I've ever built a house exactly like this before. I definitely build and decorate as I go, but usually I build and decorate like part of it, but then I kind of complete the shell of the house. This one was very much like continuing, like building a little bit and decorating a little bit and building a little bit and decorating a little bit, because I pretty much had no idea what I wanted this house to look like. And so I was just kind of fitting in the spaces that I wanted to include. I wanted there to be like a big master bedroom, which I'm decorating now. I wanted there to be an ensuite bathroom, a living room. I wanted there to be a bathroom close to the entryway, and then like a dining room and a kitchen. And so I was kind of just piecing it together and filling it in as I go. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out. The front of the house isn't like probably my most favorite front of the house build, because usually I start at like the front door and then expand. And so usually like the front of the house is mostly my favorite. I mean, sometimes the backyards are, but yeah, I don't know. This one was an interesting build, but I think it was a really nice build to showcase the kit and how it can go really nicely with some items from like outdoor retreat and stuff, because I think they're very similar, even though this kit is definitely like desert themed and jungle adventure is jungle themed, as the title suggests, but I think they do go together really nicely. So if you're looking for something to complement it, I definitely think if you have one, definitely get the other, because they go so nicely together. But the kit's free, so you might as well get it. I'm like so shocked that it was free. I was very surprised to see that today. So yeah, this is that couch that I was talking about. So I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Maybe in the living room you'll see a little bit like of a closer look, because I do use two of them in the living room, but the texture on it, it just looks like maybe it's like a soft, like sort of suede material. I just really, really like it. So very happy about that. Over here is going to be the ensuite bathroom. In here I get a shower, a bathtub, a sink, a toilet, basically all of your bathroom necessities. And then here you can see I'm using the new curtain. You may have noticed that I was using it in the bedroom as well. And the new curtain with this kit is really cool, because not only does it come for each of the wall heights, so the small, medium, and tallest wall height, but there's also a like curtain rod separated, just like a little piece of it. And you may notice that. And so you can actually like basically customize the curtains depending on your size of window. So if it's like a 1 tile window or 2, 3, 4, basically it could be like 8 tiles long and you could still have a curtain that fit the window. And I really love that. I really hope that they continue with this with more curtains, because it's something that I see CC creators do, and it's so useful, because then you can really use the same curtain throughout an interior, or you know, you don't have to change the window or the curtain that you want to use to fit the particular build. Like you can use the curtain that you want to use and then just adjust it depending on the size of window that you're using or the wall height. So very cool. I'm very excited to see that. Here I do have 2 dressers, so it's like a his and hers sort of dresser thing. I thought it just looked nice. It kind of balanced out the room, and I'm just finding decorations to put on top of it. And then I remembered the archaeological artifacts that you can find in Jungle Adventure, so I put a couple of them as decorations throughout the whole build, and I thought that was a nice way just to sort of add some kind of decor that matched the style. So I was pretty happy about that. I just realized I did use, I think, 2 other objects from Cats and Dogs. That door that I have leading into the bedroom, I used that door there, and then also the front door, and then the door leading into the bathroom. So I guess it's not just the spandrels, but I think that's it. I don't think oh no, I used some artwork too. Never mind. Don't listen to anything that I say, because apparently I don't even remember. I used some artwork as well. So yeah, but it's still like a very limited pack build. I definitely want to do another desert themed, or maybe even build it in Selva Dorada, so do more of like a jungle themed build using this furniture. I think that would be a lot of fun. But honestly, I think I'm going to use this couch all the time, because not only does it look really super soft and like comfortable, it has pillows on it, which I absolutely adore. The only thing I don't like is that it didn't come with a matching love seat and chair. Like, there is a chair, the chair is nice, I like it, but I wish we had a chair version of that couch and a love seat version, because that would be just like the most perfect set ever. But unfortunately, the Sims team doesn't seem to do that very often. Usually we just get like one full-size couch or one love seat and then not a matching one to go with it, which is very unfortunate because I don't always have the room to fit, like, you know, full-size couches in the spaces that I'm decorating. But yeah, anyways, over here I'm moving on to the living room space using these couches again, and then I think the coffee table is also from Cats and Dogs. Yeah, I had no idea what I was talking about, so forgive me about that. Over here I do place a couple of bookcases. I was trying to like space them a little bit farther apart, and then I was going to put like a table in between them and kind of make it look like maybe a built-in sort of unit, and I think it could have looked okay, but I don't know, I just felt like it was kind of awkward. Maybe it was like the placement of the chairs or the table with the lamp. I'm not exactly sure, but I decided not to do it and just push the bookcases closer together, and I end up putting well, there's the plant in the corner, and then there's one like directly right across the room on the other side, and then on the other side of the bookcases I put, I think, just like a vase or something that came from Jungle Adventure, and I thought that looked really nice there. Here I'm using the tool mod to place a TV on this fireplace. This worked out pretty nicely. The one that I wanted to use, I sized it down, but unfortunately it has like a little light at the top of the TV, and the light doesn't scale with the TV, so it just kind of is floating there, and so I ended up using a different one, and I think it actually ended up working out pretty nicely, so I'm happy about that. Oh, something else that you might notice is new with the kit are the ceiling lights. They're a really cool sort of like maybe wicker or some sort of grass texture, and they look so cool, and there's different variations of them depending on the different wall heights. I used the short and medium wall height ones here, even though I'm building in the shortest wall height. All I did was just size down the one for the medium wall height so it wasn't hanging so far down to the ground, and I did this by hitting the left bracket key, and I just thought it looked better in some of the spaces. I think it's just right above the island in the kitchen, so you'll see that here in just a little while. But yeah, here I'm finally moving on to the very front of the build. So I have this crazy staircase thing that I created. Basically, I had to do something to be able to let your Sims get all the way up to the front door, because the way I built the house was so high up on a foundation, because I wanted the back area to be like elevated and kind of looking off into the desert, and I wanted rocks to be, you know, built up around it, and so it was kind of just the nature of the way I built everything, but I think I made it work. Like I said, the front of the build isn't like my most favorite. I don't think it looks bad, but I definitely think it could have looked better if I would have started with the front, which I'll definitely do next time. But I just wanted to make sure that the patio area was exactly the way I wanted it to be. So it's kind of an interesting build. It was kind of a experiment, I guess. So you guys will have to let me know what you think. But I do think the front ends up looking okay. Here I'm creating another skylight like I did over the bedroom. I thought this would be a great way to bring in some extra light into like the dining room and kind of make the flat roof a little bit more interesting. I really like the way I did the roof, by the way. I used the half walls and the platform tool to create, I think it looks kind of like a desert sort of roof style. I don't know. I was really looking a lot on Pinterest for ideas. I wasn't looking at anything like specifically when building this. It was just kind of like I looked at it a bunch and then just started building. But I did notice like the roof lines kind of look similar to what I was doing here. So yeah, I don't know. I think I did a good job though. You guys will have to let me know, of course. Here I'm just trying to figure out how I want the beams to look and like where I'm going to place some artwork around. That was something I kind of struggled with, was placing artwork in this build, just because we don't have like a whole lot of good artwork that came, at least with the packs that I was using. Maybe if I was using some of the other ones, we'd have some that I'm forgetting about. Here I'm placing some of the bougainvillea that came with Jungle Adventure. You might notice that I had to turn on the Show Custom Content tab to be able to see it, and that's because I actually have a like color override for basically adding an extra swatch. It's by Harry. It's a really great extra swatch, but unfortunately it marks the entire bougainvillea as having or being custom content basically. And so I'm going to have to remove my CC folder before uploading it to the gallery, but it doesn't have any custom content. I just have basically an extra swatch. And so yeah, I'll definitely make sure to not upload it to the gallery as showing custom content. That way everybody can find it really easily, because I know people who play on console can't actually see custom content builds, that doesn't make any sense to me. I think that even if you're a console player, you should still be able to download the builds, and there should just be like a little pop-up like this build was made using custom content, so items will be replaced, you know, or or you know, you can download like just the shell or something if you wanted to decorate the house yourself. I hope that they add that feature at some point because I think that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, here back to the front of the build, I add some rocks, I add some grass, and do some landscaping. I actually really like the way I did the landscaping on the sides of the staircase. I think it actually made it look a little bit more kind of like it blended into the environment a little bit more. I felt like the staircase just looked so just kind of, I don't know if out of place is the right word, but it just kind of seemed like a bit much. And so I think adding the plants, it's still kind of a lot, but I think it somehow works better. I don't know. You guys can let me know if you agree. And then I'm continuing with the rocks along the side of the house. And then I really like that I added the grass too. I think that was a nice way to kind of make it look, I don't know, a little bit more like luxurious and like an oasis here in the desert. So I thought that was pretty fun. And yeah, I don't know. I like the way it turned out. So here, moving on to the kitchen, I'm trying to figure out what windows I want to use in the kitchen. I ended up placing these ones, but I only end up leaving the one above the like door leading to the front of the build. I don't end up leaving the ones over there. I end up using the tall one that I used in the bedroom, the base game one, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I used it next to the open door. And so I think that ends up looking really nice because I put it on either side of the stove, and I use the really cool shelf that came with the kit, and I completely forgot about it. You'll see me find it here in just a little while, and I try to find a place to put it. I end up putting it in the entryway and then in the kitchen too, and I kind of like hide it in the refrigerator and the cabinets just to show part of it because I wanted it to look like it was kind of a different piece of furniture. It'll make more sense when we get to it, but I think it actually looks really good. So hopefully you guys like it too. But here, moving back to the interior, this is going to be the entryway. So I'm just placing a rug using the tool mod to get it basically the size that I wanted. So right now I have this table that came from Jungle Adventure. I think it looks good. I like the decorations, but I'm really happy that I replaced it with the shelf that came with the kit just because it looks so good and it's such a unique shelf. Like, I can't believe I almost forgot to use it. I would have been so disappointed in myself. I hope that there's not something else that I'm forgetting to use from the kit or didn't use. But if I did, then hopefully I will build something, you know, bigger and with other packs and stuff, and I'll get everything in it. But yeah, here I'm just adding some more curtains into the living room. And something that you might notice when I'm hanging up the curtains, I'm actually moving the window away and then placing the like curtain rod bar across where the window is going to be, because I notice when I place it on the window, it actually places quite a bit lower than the curtains place. And so if you move the window, place the rod, and then put the curtains in its place, you might have to have move objects on to do this to get it to like work properly. But I noticed it worked much better this way. So I was pretty happy with the way that all turned out. And then yeah, here I'm moving on to the dining room space. And for the dining room, I ended up using something else from Cats and Dogs. This table came from Cats and Dogs. I think that's so hilarious. I was like certain that the beams were the only thing that I used. So that's ridiculous. But yeah, I thought they looked nice in combination with these chairs that came from Jungle Adventure, and then also this side table over here came from Jungle Adventure along with that lamp too. And then I'm just finding one of the statues to use, and then I just put some books over here. I have this really nice like wall hanging or painting decoration above it, but I end up using a shelf display that came from Jungle Adventure that has like glasses and like plates and stuff on it. You'll see it here in just a little while, but I thought that looked really nice in its place, so I ended up using that instead. And then over here is going to be the kitchen. So for the stove and refrigerator, I'm using the ones that came from Jungle Adventure along with the countertop, so it's pretty much an entire Jungle Adventure kitchen except for the bar stools. The bar stools are new with the Desert Luxe Kit, but here I replaced those windows like I was talking about, and then I find the shelf. This one, I was like, okay, I need to find where to place it immediately, and then I was like, oh no, I don't really have a great spot, but then over here in the entryway worked so nicely, and I think it just looks so good. It's such a cool shelf. It's so unique. So this is what I was talking about merging it into the refrigerator and the counters. I just scaled it down very slightly using the tool mod, and then I just kind of flipped one of them backwards, and I think they kind of look like cool just like side tables. I don't know, I thought it looked kind of interesting. So hopefully you guys like it too, but if not, you could definitely choose like a smaller window and just continue with counters around it. Or if you don't mind blocking windows with counters, then you could just continue with the same windows and add counters. But I thought this actually looked really cool and kind of unique, and so I was pretty proud of that. And then over here, I was trying to figure out what to put on the wall. I wanted there to be some sort of like shelf or cabinet, but I felt like one lone cabinet looked a bit awkward. So these shelves that came from Jungle Adventure I thought looked nice, even though I used the same one twice, so the decorations on it are exactly the same. I still think it looks good, so I was happy about that. And then here I'm just finding different clutter pieces to put around the kitchen. I didn't want it to be too cluttery. I was definitely trying with this whole build to not add like too much clutter, just because I thought that this particular style didn't lend itself to having a lot of clutter. Like I didn't think it was totally necessary, and I thought it would actually take away from the build. And so I think just the minimal decorations was much better, but it still feels like fully decorated, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, there I just sized down those lights like I was talking about, and I think they look really good over the counter. And then this is the shelf that I was talking about with the plates and the cups and everything, and so I just hang it up over here, and I thought this looked so good in that spot. And then over here is going to be just basically the bathroom that guests would use or the Sims would use when they're just like in the kitchen or in the main living area. Then of course they do have the ensuite bathroom to use as well. This one is just a half bath. You could easily fit like a tub or a shower or something in here if you would like to. And I tried adding like other decorations in over here. You see I have this little table. It came from Jungle Adventure. I think it looks good in the build, but it just felt kind of unnecessary and kind of awkward in that space. So I ended up not leaving it there. I just put up a piece of artwork instead. And then that's it for the bathroom and pretty much it for the entire build. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I hope you guys enjoy the screenshots here. I'm just going to add a few extra decorations by the fireplace, and then that's it for the build. So like I said, I will have Aveline's channel linked in the description box. Definitely check out her overview video and support her on her channel. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the screenshots. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Goes round and round in circles, but I'm still on the ground.